We need tax reform. We've been talking about this for a long time. We've been driving capital and brains overseas for 8 years. You know, American companies that are disadvantaged, tax reform, repatriation will bring capital back here and plants back here. It is possible that some people are starting to spend in anticipation of that. So I've heard some CEOs here say, I'm going to invest faster now. Already in anticipation.
In advance of.
Okay. In advance of. I think if you look at the regulatory side, there are things which are legislative. So Dodd-Frank is legislative,
right.
And there are things which are just regulations which can be reduced. You know, if you look at compliance costs or BSA, you know, AML, KYC, certain liquidity requirements, which I think are actually making it harder for banks to lend. So there are things that when you look at them, you know, the regulators will look at and they'll maybe make a bunch of changes which could also be good for the economy. And the important part is it's going to be good for the economy. And forget just about, forget about just banks. It's good for the whole economy, which means all working Americans.
Does it help the bigger banks, though, or the smaller banks? Because one of the things is all the stocks have moved.
Yeah.
Do you think they've moved disproportionately?
No, I think it's going to help the smaller banks. I want to help the smaller banks. You know, I think maybe some of these costs have hurt them disproportionately, so it may actually benefit them a little bit more this time. So, but if you go to talk to any small bank, they are clamoring for reform, reduced cost, the ability to be a little more aggressive lending. So I mean, I can't prove it. I think these things have held back lending.
But just to put
lending is a critical part to growth of the
Just to
US
put a
economy.
fine point on it, so you don't think everything's baked into the cake already?
No.
Meaning we're priced for perfection?
Right. No,
that's what I was trying to get at too.
Right.
Not only is it,
I'm not talking about banks. I'm talking about generally the economy. I believe the economy could be going to 3 or 4% with proper policy, tax, immigration, trade, tax, regulatory. I believe that. You
think this year it could grow 3 or 4%?
Yeah, I think it'd be this year.
Yeah.
I mean, when economists talk, they always talk about somehow we're relegated to low growth, and I just don't believe that. I think we've had wars, we've had government shutdowns, we've had ceilings, we've had crises. A lot of the bad things that happen, we shot ourselves in the foot. And so if we reduce some of these things, I think we can grow faster.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.